Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ozzy's Drives. Today we're presenting the brand new BMW X3 M50i in the top version. Before we start, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let's begin. Let's talk about the BMW X3 and the history of it. This is the fourth generation of the so-called sports activity vehicle in its segment, and it's actually the leader of the segment worldwide and the most sold BMW there is. Now, interesting thing is, this machine is now built in the USA and in South Africa, and we're going to find out what they have actually changed. Let's start with the obvious thing that you will notice once you get up to the car, and it's the new animations. Look at that. The iconic glow grille comes up and it does this fancy welcoming animation on the headlights. Very interesting to look at. And then the new design language. Now, in my opinion, it needs a little bit of time to adjust. It's a very squarish design, and this to me looks like a mini BMW XM. I wouldn't really say it's a very beautiful car, but I would say it's a car that is attracting people to look at it. I was driving through the city, and I kid you not, a lot of people turned around and wanted to know what kind of car this is. So that is very interesting. Obviously openings here for aerodynamic purposes, then very nice L-shaped interesting headlights here. And one very interesting thing, beware it's getting nerdy, the car has a CW of 0.27, which helps with aerodynamics and obviously with fuel efficiency. I did a fuel economy test on the car. Make sure to check out the link in the description. It was absolutely incredible how efficient this car is. Now, the silhouette is completely different in my opinion. It's very interesting, really. The car has grown just a little bit, 3 centimeters in length and 2 centimeters in width. The rest is pretty standard. You can tell that this part has the major changes here, right? Let's look at the rear end. You see that? The T-shaped taillights. I like the design from behind. I really do. This little spoiler here, 4 exhaust pipes, diffuser here. I like that. I think that looks very, very cool and fancy. Open the boot and see how much space it actually has. As you can see, it's quite spacious, bigger than the last model, 570 liters as it is. And if you put the seats down, you get 1,700 liters of boot capacity. Very, very good. And obviously, you can use this to hide what you're storing behind. Let me pop the hood and show you what the engine is all about, because I think that is something that we really need to talk about, because by now we shouldn't have those engines, right? They should be electric, but this is a good old B58 turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine producing 398 horsepower and 580 newton meters of torque with a 48-volt mild hybrid battery system. Able to accelerate the car from 0 to 100 kph in 4.6 seconds and tops out at 250 kph. Very good engine, very nice sound. So now, have a listen. Welcome to the interior of the latest BMW X3, and let me tell you one thing, it has changed completely. We'll start with the design. Now, the whole thing here has changed. We have a new steering wheel with a cool design, 12 o'clock mark, heated and so on. We have a new curved screen here, 8K, very cool to look at. And then we have some things that are very, very bad. For example, the driver's view is very beautiful. Okay, it's driver oriented, you can tell it's a BMW. Focused for the driver. But then when you sit here as a passenger, it really looks lame. Talking about bad things, let's talk about this surface here that I explained before, which has something that is called the luxury knit style. And to be honest, it just feels very lame. Look at that. Look at the surface here. Even on the door panel, this is really terrible. It's made from recycled materials, I understand, but it reminds me of this. My running shoes, right? It reminds me of terrible times where I have to suffer. So it's not cool at all. Then, what is cool though is this, the ambiental light. Have a look at that. I really like the new ambiental light design. Comes here, very beautiful. Also down there, which we're going to talk in a bit, very beautiful. We're right now in sports mode. You can change to multiple modes, for example, like to efficient or expressive, changing the whole design layout in the interior. Expressive is also very nice. Very, very cool. I like that. We have this big surface here with 2 USB-C charging ports that you can see here, and obviously the M emblem and some cup holders where you can put your phone in, charge it wirelessly, so that is cool. It looks a little bit like a box, like a trash can, so that's not really nice in terms of design. But anyway, it's practical, it's functional, and it works. Let's have a look at the driver focus on the new cockpit. This is your view as a driver, which is kind of nice actually. You have the Harman Kardon sound system here on the left side. You have your cockpit, you have a head-up display here, which is also very beautiful, as you can see, with a lot of options to change. Press this button and you can do pretty much everything, right? You can see everything popping up in the head-up display, and you can change the whole layout of your speedometer. This is cool and nice. It's up to date. I like that. Then we have this strange thing here that looks kind of cool, but there's one little thing, and it's just opening or closing the air vent. Yeah, we can talk about that design. What I like though is that the door handle is integrated in here. You can set your seats to memory 1 and 2 here, but the seat adjustment is actually down there. So sort of strange. What I noticed instantly is above you this big panoramic roof. A lot of car manufacturers have done this mistake to put kind of a transparent roof liner in, but BMW changed that completely. So the driver's view is also very nice, but the more interesting thing is the assistancies. You just press this here, and then all of a sudden it starts to show you all the assistancies. You pretty much have everything here. You have security and warnings, lane assistant, stop sign assistant, traffic light assistant, door opening assistant. It doesn't stop. It has everything. It even tells you when you're not looking on the speedometer, when you're starting to look somewhere else. But the best thing is the parking assistancies. I like those a lot, because when you put the car into reverse, a whole bunch of things starts to come up. Look at that. The camera, very high quality, even in the night, looks absolutely gorgeous. Really, really good. You can see the animation of the car left and right, even from above. It's very cool. I like that style. Have a look at that. So many things. You can see the car around you. So that is very, very cool. I really like that. And it will park for you. That's also a cool thing. While the front is very fancy, the rear is actually not. It's pretty standard, right? You have a couple of things that you can use. For example, if you want to add a screen here, you can plug it in here, mount it on the headrest. Very nice. Then you have your climate control, 2 USB-C ports, and that's it. Cup holders here, which are integrated into the armrest. You can open this part for your Qi, which is also good. And that's pretty much it. One privacy curtain here that you have to use manually, which I don't think is a good thing to do at a car with a price of 105,000 Swiss bucks. But yeah, that's about it. What about the space? Knee space, not so much for grown-ups, but headroom, very, very good. It's a comfortable car to sit in, right? It's really a comfortable car to sit in, but not that spacious for adults. We're taking the X3 M50i for a drive in personal mode. It's important to talk about the modes because every single one of them has their own characteristics. So personal mode has been reset to what I want, like a little bit better sound, ambiental light, and so on. And the car feels just brilliant. Okay, I'll be plain and honest, it feels very stable on the road. It is a very comfortable car. The seats are very comfortable. You can adjust the lower doors. You have a lot of things you can do. You can turn off that annoying sound that you heard right now just by the click of a button. Warnings, tempo limits off. That's it. You have a quick access button right down here for the assistancies that you have seen a little bit before. And then it's just a very beautiful and normal car. Interesting thing is you would never think that you're sitting in a SUV here. It is kind of an SUV, but then it isn't somehow. It's really interesting how BMW manages to do a sporty setup even for bigger cars. Now this has the M Adaptive Sport system, which comes as standard with the M50, but you would never think that it's a very powerful machine, right? It's very comfortable. It really is. You have a lot of things you can enjoy while driving. Good Harman Kardon sound system, all of that. Nice steering wheel, nice response, but hey, I can tell you one thing. If you want to find out how it drives and what the fuel economy is and so on, make sure to check out the video. I put the link in the description about our fuel economy test. You know what? Let's stop here and let's give you a quick launch just so you know what I'm talking about. Listen to this. Okay, we're stopping here. We're putting it into S mode. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle. Pow! That's 100. I'm telling you, it's a really, really fast car. And the shifts are crisp and fast. Look at that. Look at that. You can tell instantly I'm pressing the button, it's shifting. It's the fastest ZF automatic today. Look at that. Second gear. It's instant. It's almost like a double clutch system. So they've done an incredible job with this car. It's really incredible, and we're driving on winter tires, and the cornering performance is also not bad. It will let the rear slide. So in terms of having the whole package of a car, this is very, very nice. Look at that. Here, second gear, go into that corner. Look. We're talking about an SUV here, friends. We're talking about an SUV. You have seen that it lets the rear end slide. You can literally drive this car like a sports car. That's absolutely incredible. And if you don't want it to be as hard as it is, just go into my modes and go into efficient or expressive or relax. Very nice. Soft suspension, soft steering wheel, throttle response a little bit less aggressive. Beautiful, beautiful car, beautiful to drive. Absolutely wonderful. All right, here is something that I like. Let's say I want to park the car right here next to this Charan. What can I do? I'll just stop the car here, okay? Then I'll put the car into reverse, and then I'll say reverse parking on. Leave the brake. That's it. Look at that. Look at that. It's doing everything itself. I don't have to bother with thinking about how to park. I don't have to do anything, right? It goes forward a little bit. What is it going to do now? That's a strange movement. Okay, and now? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. No hands, no hands. You know, it feels strange. It feels strange. I'll tell you, it feels strange to do that. So very, very cool. That worked fine. Press this button here. It says boost. And when you press boost, it gives you 10 seconds of max power. Look at that. That's it. I'll tell you, I get why this is the most sold BMW in history of BMW up until today. It's really a good car. Now, what's my conclusion on the BMW X3 M50i? And I'll be honest with you, I think it's a brilliant car. It can do everything, right? It is good for a daily drive. It's good in winter. It's good if you want to have a performance experience. It doesn't use fuel at all. It's literally like it's running on air. I couldn't believe what the fuel efficiency on this thing is, and I'm a big fan of it. The only drawback is the big price. It costs over 100,000 Swiss francs, which is a lot of money. I'm not sure what the German market is, but this is a lot of money for an X3. Is it worth it? I would say so. I only think if they could have made the interior a little bit different with some more fancy materials, it would have scored all the points. But as an overall package, I'm a big fan. And that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.